A lot of big things are happening this week in crypto. We got some information on the SEC versus Ripple case. We're going to look into what Stellar Lumens is doing for humanitarian aid. There's also some sort of drama going on with Algorand. And as always, Ondo is building. Welcome back to the channel. My name is C. Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. We talk about investments, business, and innovative technologies. And on today's video, we have so much to cover. Let's get started. American Markets Global Access. So this is a post by Ondo Finance. Ondo is unlocking access to U.S. financial markets for everyone. Our billboards in DC highlight the vital role of tokenization ahead of key policy discussions at the SEC's Crypto Task Force roundtables in the DC Blockchain Summit. This is big, so they're making themselves known. They're putting themselves out front in prime. Ondo is something I have definitely been watching, and I'm going to continue to make videos about Ondo. They're backed by BlackRock. They have Morgan Stanley and a few other great companies. But we're going to also dive in deeper into the tokenomics. So stay tuned for more of that. So just want to put that on your radar. Ondo out there in DC working. Then next up, Stellar Lumens says, what's the point of raising millions for humanitarian aid if it takes weeks or never arrives at all? Anna from Stellar Organization explores how blockchain is solving this, helping organizations move money instantly, transparently, and without the usual obstacles. So let's check this out.
When people hear crypto, they often think it's about speculation or it's about, trying to make money or kind of doing something nefarious maybe. And there is a lot of that happening in the space, obviously, but I think Stellar as a blockchain is really different because we're very focused on financial inclusion in all of the work we do more broadly. I'm Anna Whitson-Diaz. I work for the Stellar Development Foundation. Having spent the bulk of my career in the UN system, so I was at UNDP for a little over a decade, which is the largest UN development agencies. And there I was working on what's called kind of the effectiveness of development cooperation. So this is kind of in the blockchain space, in the digital payment space. So what donors really want, whether it's in traditional financing mechanisms or in the blockchain space, is they want to be able to make payments cross borders that are cheaper, that are faster, and that are more transparent. And so with blockchain, that it's ready-made for that. Stellar had an ongoing partnership with UNHCR, the UN Refugee Agency, for several years, and we have developed open source technology in consultation with them to deliver humanitarian aid directly to those in need. So this has been operational for almost 2 years with UNHCR. They've done over $5 million in Ukraine to more than 2,500 households, delivering direct cash assistance to refugee populations in Ukraine. The need is growing, really. So we're looking for more partners who want to come in and help us make this technology more useful for the beneficiary populations we're trying to serve. We want to work with all types of organizations, especially those that are close to the ground, national, regional, subnational, NGOs, and others, to ensure that we can make digital payment technology as big as it can be so that we can, get more money into the hands of people that need it as quickly and efficiently as possible.
So remember, y'all, the UNDP works with Algorand Foundation. They work with the Stellar Lumens, also, I believe, XRP. But what they're working on is digital payments, making sure that they're fast, secure, and instant, especially in humanitarian crisis situations. And that's really dope. So as I've been talking about more and more recently is real world assets, and particularly stablecoin regulation in the United States, the tokenization of assets. All of this is playing a role for crypto adoption. I still believe that the real world asset space, particularly stablecoins, will be the next catalyst to send crypto over to its next level. And I'm talking about price wise and just adoption in general. It definitely makes a lot of sense to me. So pay close attention to what is happening with situations like this with Stellar Lumens. And also remember, Idris Elba is also using Stellar Lumens. He built the Akuya wallet for the Ghanaians to have transfers, payments, remittances, artists, and all of that type of stuff. So pay close attention. Now we got something here that's very interesting. This post says, Algorand Foundation structured selling has been heating up. Seems unsustainable if the plan is to make it to 2030. Either way, they are scrambling for cash for a massive deal / partnership or racing for the exits. What do you think? So you got a lot of comments here. But what's very interesting is that you can see almost, daily or a few times, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times already in March, you have had 9 million, 12 million, 9 million, 6 million, 5 million. These are millions of algos being sold, being sent out. A lot of algos, and this has been happening all year so far. So it's over 100-something million algos being sent out. So people are speculating of what's happening. Is Algorand Foundation dumping? We know all crypto prices are down. So this is something to pay close attention to. Got to see where the money is going. However, there has been a big announcement. We're excited to announce that the Algorand Foundation is sponsoring and participating in the world's largest hackathon. We're providing an Algorand MCP server to enable AI developers to seamlessly integrate blockchain actions into their projects. So they are sponsoring this event right here. World's largest hackathon, 1 million plus in total prizes. And it says they're trying to put 100,000 developers in one room to set the world record of 100K people building together at the same time. Probably need a world record cash prize. So that's why they're doing $1 million. Very interesting. So Algorand's like, listen, we went out to ETH Denver to tap in with the developers there. We got our ads up. We are also going to the world's largest hackathon, and we're going to be bringing a server to help enable AI developers. So blockchain, AI, combining into one. This sounds very, very interesting. And we're going to wish Algorand Foundation the best luck out there, because if you can get a Lofty AI, a Folks Finance, something big, a Travel X out of this type of hackathon to go build on Algorand or to be created on Algorand, that is really bullish, and it will help out what's going on with the Algorand adoption. As I mentioned, they're already working with UNDP. They already have the MasterCard payments. They have a lot of stuff going on that could definitely help out FIFA, etc. Right? A lot of things are going on for Algorand. It's good. The selling, we have to pay close attention to see what they spending the money on. We're looking forward to the next transparency report. Now for the biggest news of the day, this is a post by Brad Garlinghouse. He says, this is it, the moment we've been waiting for. The SEC will drop its appeal, a resounding victory for Ripple, for crypto. Every way you look at it, the future is bright.
Years ago, the United States SEC filed its lawsuit against Ripple. I'm finally able to announce that this case has ended. It's over. Sitting here today and reflecting on 4 years ago, it seems very clear to me that this case was doomed from the start. In so many ways, it was the first major shot fired in the war on crypto. I truly felt like I knew then that Ripple was not only on the right side of the law, but I felt that we were also going to be proven to be on the right side of history.
Really, I think sends an ominous sign for innovation around cryptocurrency in the United States. Picking winners in general has not been something the US government should be in the business of doing.
I think the judge realizes this is not just about Ripple. This will have broader implications.
As Mary Jo White, the former head of the SEC, has said publicly that she views this as a dead wrong, and the SEC is dead wrong on this decision.
Ripple is the first company with the resources, determination, and grit to fight back against the agency's overreach. And today, this journey finally concludes. Today is a victory and a long overdue surrender by the SEC. The SEC, under Chairman Gary Gensler, went after the whole industry, using the same arguments they used against us. They weren't out to protect investors. They were out to intimidate and terrorize. The regulator, whose primary purpose is to protect investors, went all in on a non-fraud, victimless lawsuit and wiped out $15 billion of value from innocent XRP holders. The SEC was the market manipulator. The SEC wasn't seeking justice. They were seeking to win a case at any cost. Forces inside our government aligned with the SEC and embarked on a campaign of debanking anyone associated with the crypto industry. This was lawfare, a war of legal terror. Fortunately, the judge rebuked the SEC multiple times in this journey. First, for lacking a, quote, faithful allegiance to the law. The SEC was sanctioned in our case for discovery abuses, and the pattern was repeated in other crypto cases.
Well, let's just say they're trying to confuse you.
We won then on every critical legal point, proving that the digital asset XRP is not a security. That is now the law, and those wins have laid the groundwork for policymakers to adopt a set of rules for crypto that are in line with nearly a century of securities law. With today's news, the war on crypto has ended in defeat for those who turned our own government against a technology and an entire industry. I'm heartened that we have paved the way for other industry players to see the value in not backing down, and for others to use our legal playbook to fight back. We are now closing a chapter in crypto history. I think we're all stronger for our prior litigation successes and today's landmark victory. Progress is worth fighting for. We won multiple pro-crypto victories at the ballot box last year. It's time to make the US the crypto capital of the world. Thankfully, we have new leadership in executive and legislative branches of our government. That leadership is actively seeking a rational and constructive way forward on crypto. Let's make the most of this. This is an incredibly promising moment. Let's come together. Let's leave the tribalism behind. But let me make it clearer that my main message, what Ripple's main message today is about gratitude. It's gratitude to everyone who stood by us, to every Ripple employee, to the incredible legal team here at Ripple, led by the best chief legal officer in the business, Stu Alderodi. Gratitude certainly to the XRP family, to our customers, to our partners. Thank you. We couldn't have won this battle without all of you being behind us and working together. I truly believe we all agree there's immense opportunity with the largest economy in the world finally taking a pro-crypto and pro-innovation approach to build this technology in order to solve real-world problems for people around the planet. This was a fight Ripple never wanted, but one we knew we had to win. And today, emphatically, we have. Thank you.
Ripple has won the case against the SEC. The appeal will be dropped. Everything is looking much better. There's clarity. There is a victory on the table for crypto overall. And as Brad Garlinghouse said in the video, there was a lot of victories also in the elections, a lot of pro-crypto candidates, a lot of Bitcoin conversations happening, stablecoin conversations, things that were once a security or thought to be by the former chair of the SEC, Gary Gensler. That is no longer true now. So a pump could be happening very soon for all of crypto with this type of regulation. And as long as the stock market continues to find a nice bottom, we will be able to all head back to the upside, because I know that's what we all want. And what else is cool about this? Right here. SEC is not in an investment contract. That's the big wording that we really need right there is the SEC from the SEC. XRP is not in an investment contract. So its position has been established. Ripple can continue to do what it's doing. It has fought the fight for crypto. You heard the video with Brad Garlinghouse. This is looking really good. We should see more ETFs and stuff coming soon. A lot more, explosive things happening for the United States, the world's biggest economy, with crypto. All right, y'all. Very powerful stuff has happened. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and leave any comments below if you have any thoughts on what you watched today. Until the next time, y'all. Peace. Passive income. Gold in my dental. Thank God for my mental. Investor fundamentals. Told my girl it was simple.